So let's get this first session started. So you guys are gonna need double stick. Does everybody got double stick? And all right. Draw this in. Okay. So in this session right here, a lot of my people already know this. So I'm going to ask my people that know this to help out the people here that don't know this. Okay. So today we're going to look at, or in this session, we're going to set us up for the Espada Daga session after this, okay? So we're going to look into what we call the defend and return. Technically, this is what we call the gunting drill, because this drill teaches us the concept of how to gunting and how to pick up angles. I call this defend and return. Although defend and return is a much broader concept. Anytime, yesterday when you were doing the cycle drills, technically it was defend and return, right? We defend and return a strike and defend and return a strike. We're doing the same thing here, we're just doing it with the gunting. So the gunting drill, the defend and return, comes from Lacosta Kali, okay? Which is really, you see this a lot like the Inosanto-Lacosta blend. Johnny Lacosta was one of Dan Inosanto's main influences in Kali. So, remember Mr. Brett. So gunting means scissor, okay? Scissor. So we're just going to use a scissor type motion, whether we're scissoring this way or scissoring this way or scissoring this way or scissoring this way. It's just a scissor type motion. So first we're just going to isolate this off the angle 1. Brett just send an angle 1. So everybody knows that's an angle 1, right? Now he's not going to send it super fast like that. He's just going to go ahead and just send it just an average speed, just like that. That's about the speed I want you to do this in the beginning. If you haven't done this before, just so you can understand this, okay? So when he sends that angle 1, okay, I'm going to gunting, and then I'm going to send a backhand back to him. That's my return, okay? Bam, and send it back. Again, bam, that's my return. Now, he's going to respond to that as well, okay? He's going to block my return, and he has two options for blocking that return. He can either use the center line block that we covered yesterday, okay, here, or he can do what we call the reach block, where you actually reach out and hit, right? Okay. I don't care which one you want to do today, okay? You decide for yourself which one you feel more comfortable with. What I do want you to understand is what's going on between them, right? So with the center line block, I'm coming to him. With the reach block, he's actually coming out to me to hit my arm. That's his defense. That makes sense? But he's just going to use my stick instead. Okay? So I want you to use whatever you're most comfortable with. Okay? So we're just going to isolate off the 1, angle 1, and then again off the angle 2. And that sends the forehand back. So we're always sending back with the right hand, okay, for this drill today. And whether it's the backhand or the forehand, okay? So off the 1, send the backhand, the 2, send the forehand. So notice I'm already in the positions I need to be in, right? I start open, this is open gunting. All right, I bring it back. Now I'm closed, this is closed gunting. Make sense? Okay? And if you watch my feet, what I don't do is I don't stand here for this. I don't do this. I make sure when he sends this, okay, I move, and I move, okay? So I just want you to isolate the 1 and 2, back and forth. 1, 2, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody understand? All right, just give that a try. Experienced people, please help the less experienced people. All right, go. All right, so we're going to do now, so we've looked at the angle 1, right? We've looked at the angle 2. Now we're going to look at the angle 3, and we're just going to isolate the angle 3, because putting 3 and 4 together is a little bit difficult if you haven't done it before. So when you do angle 3, okay, you want to create what I call the alligator mouth, okay? And it's just basically making an alligator mouth, right? So as I swing the 3 in, he winds up being perpendicular to my stick, right? Yeah, coming back in through. Good. And if you look at all these angles will wind up being sort of perpendicular, right? If you look at the angle 1 stop on the contact, see it's perpendicular, right? And here, see it's perpendicular, right? Never go parallel, right? So perpendicular. So just feed the 3 and return, and again 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 3 and return. I want you guys, when you're doing this, right, the feeder just sticks with 1 stick. Receiver uses both, but the feeder will stick with 1 stick. Okay? Just 3 and return. Okay? That's all we're looking for. Okay? If you get that down, then you can go 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, again, 1 to 2 to 3. But if you don't isolate this first and get this down, and go, okay, I think I kind of got it. I'm going to put it with the other two I kind of have. You'll kind of have a mess. All right, so we want to make sure that we're doing this right. You know, isolate your 1. All right. Isolate your 2. Isolate your 3. Put it together. Make sense? Okay. Go. Go. Okay, so now we're going to isolate the 4. So just like our 3 was open and perpendicular, right? 4 is going to be the same way. Look how he turns his body, he faces it, makes the little shield for his body, right? Comes across, and you hit it. So we're just going to isolate the 4. Bang, 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 bang. Now, the big thing I think that's gonna help you guys is to face the oncoming weapon. Yeah. On the 3 and 4, I see a lot of you guys still standing here and trying to on the 3 trying to hit it this way without turning towards it. Notice how he turns towards it. On the 4, he turns towards it. Okay? Turns towards it, turns towards it. So if you understand the 4, right, you go 3 to 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Once you get that, connect them, right? So go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody understand? Well, both sticks do make the connection, but what we have here is we're prepping for limb hits. So you know that's one of the reasons why we do on both sticks make the connection. But you're right, something's got to hit, something's got to block. You know, so on this angle 1, he hits the stick and he hits the limb. That's why I put the 2 in. See that? Right? He hits the stick and he hits the limb. Okay? Hits the stick and he hits the limb. Hits the stick and he hits the limb. Make sense? So we've got not only defense, but we've got defanging at the same time, right? With the defanging. He defangs, defends and defangs, defends and defangs, defends and defangs. Make sense? But because I don't want him to hit my arm every time, we just do both sticks, both of his sticks touch my stick, so I don't got to take one in the hand every time, right? So just here, 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 here. Does that make sense? Close gunting. There we go. Close gunting. And I just isolate this. Okay? Just isolate it. Right? Okay? And there's 2 defangs going on here. There's his defang. See that? And then there's my defang at the same time. So most stick contact is limb contact in this drill. Make sense? Okay. All right, give it a shot. All right, so we've talked about the angle 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. Now let's go to the 5. Okay, when he hits the 5, 5's a little different. It's a little awkward. Can be done a couple of different ways, right? But when he does the 5, he'll pass with 1, and the other one comes over top to hit the arm. Okay? That way. Yeah. Now, right now, Brett's striking towards the bottom side of my stick, right? I do this differently. Do the way I do, Brett. He strikes down on top of the stick, right? I'm a much bigger fan of that personally. That's what works for me. What works for Brett is a little bit different because he's got a different range of, different length of arm, right? So when he sends that 5 to me, I use my left to bash down while my right passes over the top, right? So this is the way I do it. Brett does more the original way we used to train it, which was this way. This was more the original. When I say original, I mean the way it was always done. Original way I learned. Original way Brett learned. After I worked with a lot of people, students who like to send angle 5s with their elbow way up here. I don't know who that would be. But I developed the habit when that high elbow comes in to smash down so I would quit getting hit. and then I discovered, wow, I like that. That works for me a lot, actually. So I say both, either way. Either do Brett's method where he goes underneath, or my method where I go on top. Okay? Brett's where he goes underneath. Mine where I go on top. You guys see the difference? You guys see the difference? Does anybody not see the difference? No? Okay, good. So, you don't see it?
No, I see it.
Okay. So
I get it. I don't think anybody else does, though. That's what I'm saying.
I tell you, I know Brian sees it because Brian and I spent countless private lesson hours working this stuff. And I tell you what, I have a lot of pride when I watch Brian